Hello, I'm Donald Leggett and welcome to this edition of Share Views, brought to you by the financial website London South East. Our guest today is Adam Waugh, Chief Executive of Aim-listed BlueRock Diamonds, a small South African diamond producer, and Adam's here to give us an operational update. Welcome, Adam.
Hello, Donald.
Okay, let's kick off by asking you to sum up BlueRock Diamonds for us.
Okay, so BlueRock Diamonds is a producing diamond mining company. We have one mining license area in the Northern Cape of South Africa. On that mining license area, we have 5 already discovered kimberlite pipes, and we're currently mining one of those pipes and are about to open another of those pipes.
And so how far apart are those 2 pipes?
The K1, which is the pipe that we're about to open, at its closest part is about 40 meters from the pipe we're currently mining, which is K2. So ultimately, it's always made sense for us to mine both of those pipes together as we got to a certain level down into pipe 2. So we're starting to open up pipe 1, and we'll be mining them at the same time.
You're AIM-listed. You've just raised £500,000. What exactly are you going to be spending that £500,000 on? And presumably you have already started to spend it, have you?
Yeah, we did our first blast on K1 last week. We blasted 5,000 tonnes of waste. So the 2 specific reasons for that raise was to open up K1, which is our new pipe, and also to do some further modifications to our crushing circuit to improve throughput on the crushing circuit.
Basically, you're trying to improve the quality of the work that you do.
Yeah, there's a lot of heavy lifting involved in diamond mining. The material is drilled, it's blasted, and then particles from as large as about ½ a meter wide then go through the crushing circuit. So you need to be always maintaining that, always keeping on top of it, and always using the best technologies that you can find. So there's an ongoing modification process there.
Okay, if that's operational, let's talk financial. What does your balance sheet look like at the moment, and to what extent are you self-funded at the moment?
Okay, we've got cash in the balance sheet. We obviously would expect to have, having just raised £500,000. We broke even and made an operating profit in the 4th quarter of 2017. And I think those that have been following us will have seen that there was a gradual ramp up of our production and of our carats recovered throughout 2017. We are forecast to be loss-making in the 1st quarter of this year, which was the case due to a relatively late start in the South African work calendar because of Christmas holidays. And also because of the rainy season in the Northern Cape, which has now come to an end. The balance sheet's looking good. As far as debt is concerned, we have a small amount of debt, about £200,000 worth of debt, which was put in place to acquire some yellow goods, a front-end loader, a big loader. Otherwise, the balance sheet is clean. We have no HP and no other debt.
Okay. And what does 2018 hold for Blue Diamond?
Well, I guess it's a further story of progression in my view. We've had a gradual ramp up in production during 2017. And I think the very important thing to note is that the cost of our production operation is exactly the same, whether there is 2.5 carats per 100 tonnes in the ore or whether there is 5 carats per 100 tonnes of diamonds in the ore. We mined last year through the top part of our K2 pipe, and that held an average grade of 2.5 CPHT, 2.5 carats per 100 tonnes. Since we've started mining this year, we're now lower down into that pipe, and that grade has increased to 3.8 CPHT, so a significant percentage increase. And we've been happy to go with guidance of between 3.5 and 4.5 CPHT for the course of this year. So I think that's a very exciting development for us. I think getting the production fully operational and fully up and running as we did in the 4th quarter of last year is something to look forward to. I think we're a small producer. However, we do have a very exciting quality in terms of our diamonds. As a kimberlite producer, our average selling price is running at approximately $370 per carat. And that actually puts us in the top 10 value of kimberlites in the world. Clearly, we're not one of the top 10 producers, but in terms of our dollar per carat, we're second in South Africa behind Koffiefontein, and we're running at the moment about 8th in the world. So, and it's really quite exciting that we're still at a very, very early stage of operations at Kareevlei. There is approximately a 15-year life of mine, and the ore that we've recovered from the mine so far is the equivalent of about 1 full year's production. So we're very early stage and enjoying the higher recoveries as we get further into the mine.
You're just about to start to drill K2. Aren't your expectations per carat much higher for K2?
That's for K1, Donald.
Oh, K1, sorry,
is
K1.
The new one, yeah. Yes, when we acquired the mining right and the kimberlite pipes that had previously been unmined, there was a significant amount of drill data that we acquired with them, which carries the reason for our inferred resource, which carries the ability for us to understand more about grade in each of our pipes. The grade at pipe 2, which is the pipe that we're currently mainly mining, is a pit grade of 4.5 CPHT, and the grade in pipe 1 is 6.3 CPHT, so about a 40% increase. And I have to say, I struggle slightly to know why we didn't start on K1 at the beginning. I've been in the business for about 1.5 years now, but we were in K2. We continue to mine K2, but we're also opening up K1, partly because I just want to get into better grade as soon as I can, and partly because it just gives us some more mining flexibility as well as mining both of those pipes together.
Who do you sell that better grade to? What's the world price? What's the world demand? What are you selling into? Okay.
The diamond price, the Rappaport index, has been relatively flat, certainly for the last 12 months. If there is variation and vulnerability in the diamond price, it tends to be at the bottom end where you're selling to the Chinese and the Indian market, which is susceptible to what's going on in those economies. And then at the other end, it tends to be susceptible if you've got a gem from, let's say, mine owned by Gem Diamonds that's 900 carats, which is wonderful. It could be worth 30 million, it could be worth 50 million, it could be worth $70 million. Our diamond sizes range from very small diamonds up to an average of about 7 to 10 carats. Our average dollar per carat, as I mentioned, is about $370 a carat. So we're right in that middle ground, and we've seen very, very little changes in our average sales. We sell our diamonds at tender. We sell them monthly at tender, and
in South Africa.
In South Africa.
To South Africans or to the world market?
No, there's a bit of a cycle of buyers that will go around all the tender houses in South Africa and then to Antwerp and wherever else diamonds are being sold in tender auctions. So we're selling to, I would say, less than 10% of our goods will end up in the South African market. In fact, probably less than 5%. So they are international buyers, and they go off to be polished elsewhere.
And they're actually sold commercially, they're not industrial diamonds?
No, we've got about 90% gem quality. I mean, $370 a carat for a kimberlite diamond mine is a very, very high value. So we're well into the gem quality scales.
If I could talk to you about the economy of South Africa. Where are we at? We've said goodbye to President Zuma.
Yeah.
We've said hello to President Cyril Ramaphosa. Is that a good thing for business?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, clearly there was some big challenges running businesses under the previous president. I think there's been a honeymoon period for Cyril Ramaphosa since he's been put in place. And I guess the proof will out in time. But I think us as businessmen in South Africa, particularly looking for outside investment to come into the country, is a lot more comfortable now than it was before. If you were considering South Africa as an investment opportunity whilst Jacob Zuma was president, it is a much, much more investable proposition with Cyril Ramaphosa.
So there's a possibility of inward investment into South Africa in general and to give the whole place a bit of a boost?
Yeah, I mean, the mining sector is a big sector for them, and there has been an improvement in investment since Cyril Ramaphosa's come in. There's been a rather marked change in the value of rand to the dollar, although that's now steadied. So I think the platform is better.
The rand is strengthened, is it?
Yeah, the rand strengthened on Cyril Ramaphosa's election. It got down as far as the dollar's concerned to around about 11 rand to the dollar. It's weakened a little bit since then. We're sitting around about 11.8 to 12 rands to the dollar.
Okay. And what's next? What kind of news flow can we expect from you? What kind of outlook will you tell me you're about to have?
Okay, I mean, it's possibly not the most exciting of stories to the extent that what I'm absolutely determined to do is get more profitability coming from our existing asset. So we will be reporting quarterly. We last updated the market a couple of weeks ago, so the next update will be end of June with our second quarter results. We gave guidance that we're happy with our annual targets at our last update. We became profitable, as I mentioned, in the fourth quarter of last year. As far as I'm concerned and the board is concerned, the focus is on Kareevlei, on our asset that we're currently mining, and to make that profitable. We do get shown other opportunities. We looked at one last year. We discounted it. I have a number of opportunities on my desk that I am looking at. However, our focus is on our current operation right now.
K2 and then delivering further on K1, which
Correct.
is very exciting.
Yeah.
I think I'm more excited about this business than you are, Adam.
I'm very excited about it. And I do base myself there. I'm in Kimberley about 11 months of the year, so I'm very much enjoying life out there.
So you see yourself as a South African who works in South Africa?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Adam Waugh, CEO of BlueRock Diamonds, thank you very much for joining us today, and that was very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
And as always, thanks very much to you. And don't forget to subscribe to the London South East YouTube channel if you'd like to see more interviews like this one. Thank you.